It's a cheating scandal that has rocked Hollywood.
I wasn't the same after that.
Why did Sandra choose the bad boy? Keanu was right there.
She obviously didn't know I had a crush on her.
I believe she's in a relationship now. The window closed.
The culprit, the motorcycle man she fell for despite his bad boy image.
We probably have way more in common than people realize.
What was the attraction?
Sandra Bullock files a restraining order against a violent stalker. Husband Jesse James protects her through it all.
No one protected you like Jesse?
I was unraveling.
46% of stalking victims fear not knowing what will happen next.
If I don't pull it together, I'm gonna die.
In a breathless 15-minute call, Bullock pleads with cops to save her.
Someone has broken into my house.
That's when she saw a man dressed in dark clothes walking in her hallway right past her bedroom. The A-list actress locked herself in and called police.
It was the one night that Louis wasn't with me. It was the one night that our nanny goes, let me just take him to my apartment, which is up the street because you're going to be out late. Yeah. Had he been home, it would have changed our destiny forever. So why was he not home on that one night?
The home invasion happened just hours after Sandra was honored by close friend Keanu Reeves.
Sandra, you are one of a kind.
Sandra met Keanu on the set of Speed and instantly fell for him.
She's a beautiful lady. Such a wonderful energy about her, and a complete damsel in distress. Excuse us for a moment.
How are you?
I'm pretty well.
Okay.
I think about how sweet Keanu Reeves was and how handsome he was. He would look at me and I'd be like,
Did you all get together? Did you date him?
Never dated him.
The type of guy that I like is very basic. I like very simple, and usually people like that won't come up to you.
She obviously didn't know I had a crush on her.
Sandra couldn't believe Keanu would like her, so she started dating a bad boy TV star.
Jesse James. He likes guns, helicopters, motorcycle. He's the man's man. You're the all-American girl.
I asked her out. I'm not going to really take no for an answer.
What was the attraction?
Sandra Bullock has filed for a permanent restraining order against a man who stalked her for 18 months. It was reported that the man had driven over 1,500 miles from Tennessee to Sandra's house.
Sandra was living a nightmare and was desperate for protection.
No one protected you like Jesse?
Not in a partnership. I never allowed myself to be protected that way in a relationship. The thing we want at the end of the day is the same, is that we want to come home. I have a home to go home to.
As Sandra rose to the top, she thought Jesse would protect her.
And the winner is Sandra Bullock.
When you won, you thanked your husband. You said,
There's no surprise that my work got better when I met you, because I never knew what it felt like for someone to have my back.
This is Sandra Bullock's year. Oscar winner and now soon to be a new mom. The actress and her husband Jesse James are in the process of adopting a little boy.
But little did Sandra know, Jesse didn't have her back.
It's a cheating scandal that has rocked Hollywood.
Less than 2 weeks after her triumphant night at the Oscars, her world was shattered.
He allowed her to adore him publicly. He set her up for humiliation.
After 5 years of marriage, Sandra Bullock has filed for divorce.
But Sandra stepped up and continued Louis' adoption on her own.
And I looked at him, I just said, oh, there you are. It's like he'd always been there. You're a forever parent the minute you accept the love of that child.
I just knew, and I said, this is my path.
But she struggled to feel like she could protect her son by herself.
Louis had had a grand mal seizure. He had a really high fever. I thought he had died.
Grand mal seizures are very rare in young children and can have fatal results.
You just wake up and you're panicked all day long. You're walking up the hallways at 2 o'clock in the morning, like, oh, I'm just going to check in on them. Are they dead?
Keanu Reeves.
Sandra tried to put on a brave face.
I'm just one of the luckiest girls I know. And 3 of the people that I'm just so crazy about are right next to me. And I'm still convinced that I'm here because someone dropped out and they needed someone quickly, and they know I'm home on Saturday, so.
When she went home, she thought she was alone. But there was someone waiting for her.
Sandra Bullock's horrifying encounter with an obsessed intruder, breaking into the star's mansion and then coming face to face with her.
Corbett was carrying handwritten notes to her, One of them read, "I will forever be thinking of you and Louis, my son, as you are my wife by law."
And even though Sandra wouldn't have to face her stalker again, she still didn't feel safe.
I wasn't the same after that.
Yeah.
I was unraveling. I didn't realize what PTSD was. I would look left out of a car, not right. I would look left and I would start sobbing. I'm gonna die. Something is gonna happen to my body that I can't control.
Sandra realized there was a horrifying pattern in her life.
I have surrounded myself with unsafe people and situations and put myself there. I have no one else to blame but myself because that was the most familiar feeling I had. Unsafe relationships. Unless I pull it together right now, I'm not going to be around to have the moments that I want to have. I'm a single parent, and this child is going to absorb nothing but fear and trauma and shame from me in the most pivotal times of his life.
Sandra had to start protecting herself and her son on her own.
I don't want to drop that baggage onto my beautiful child.
But I had to become the mom that I was supposed to be. I don't leave that much, and I don't work that much anymore either. I keep looking at them going, I got nothing but you.
Knowing that she could protect her family, Sandra was ready to open herself up to love again.
My life was already on the track, and here's this beautiful human being. I found the love of my life. It's the best thing ever.
And there was one person Sandra was thankful was still by her side through it all.
Sandra Bullock is opening up about never dating Keanu Reeves.
I think we're probably friends for that long because we didn't.
We would love to see you and Sandra Bullock back together.
So would I.
Right.
And Sandra shared her safe space with others who needed it.
So you have Louis.
Yeah.
And you had like a complete family, but it wasn't done yet.
Sandra Bullock making headlines. The Oscar winner has adopted a second child, a little girl who is in foster care.
How would you prioritize your life now?
Well, it's my kids. Everything is about them being okay, having what they need. I need to be there for every single moment.
I don't need to be told to be ever present in the hardest of times. I don't need to be told to weather a storm with a good man.
I finally realized, oh, this is what I was supposed to do when I grew up. This is my purpose.